So, what do you think is the most powerful sentence in all of human history? It's a big question, right? Well, today, we're going to explore a serious contender for that title, La ilaha illallah. We're about to go on a journey to really unpack the incredible power that's packed into just these few simple words. And look, our source material, it does not hold back. It calls this, and I quote, the greatest word ever spoken. And get this, not just for one group of people, but for all of humanity, and even for the entire universe. I mean, wow, that's a huge claim, right? So what on earth could make one single phrase that important? Let's dive in and find out. Okay, so how can a few words pack so much punch? Well, the source material breaks it down for us into two really cool ideas. First, it's almost unbelievable cosmic weight. And second, it's very real, very tangible superpower right here on Earth. All right, to really get this idea of cosmic weight, let's do a little thought experiment. Picture a giant cosmic scale. Now, on one side, you put, well, everything, the entire universe, the whole shebang, what Islamic tradition calls the seven heavens and the seven earths. Then, on the other side, you just place this one phrase. So, what happens? The source tells us that the phrase would actually be heavier. It's this incredible metaphor for just how much spiritual value it holds. Okay, so it's spiritually heavier than the entire universe. That's a mind-bending concept for sure. But what does that actually mean for you and me in our day-to-day lives? Well, the thing is, that cosmic weight isn't just an abstract idea. It translates directly into real, actual power. It becomes a kind of ultimate refuge for people when they're in their absolute most desperate moments. And the source gives us some pretty unbelievable examples of this in action. I mean, just think about it. Pharaoh, at the exact moment the sea is crashing down on top of him, what does he reach for? This phrase. Or the prophet Yunus, you might know him as Jonah, trapped in the pitch black darkness inside a giant whale. His whole cry for salvation, it's built on this idea. The prophet Abraham, literally thrown into a blazing fire, he's saved because of his unshakable commitment to it. Even the prophet Muhammad himself, peace be upon him, turned to it as his ultimate safe haven. It's the go-to, the ultimate refuge when all else fails.
Okay, so we've seen that it's a cosmic heavyweight and it's a powerful refuge in a crisis. But you know what? Its role is even bigger, even more fundamental than that. This phrase isn't just something you pull out when you're in trouble. It's the very bedrock, the absolute foundation of a believer's entire life.
Now, take a look at this. These are the core pillars of Islam. And what's so crucial here is the order, the sequence. Before you even get to prayer or fasting or charity or the pilgrimage, what's step one? It's the declaration. It is the absolute non-negotiable first step. The source makes it crystal clear. Without this foundation, none of the other stuff even counts. It's literally the key that unlocks the door to everything else. And this role as the foundation, well, it has some seriously profound consequences in the real world. It's all summed up in this one powerful Arabic concept, isma. What that means is basically inviolability or sacred protection. The source tells us that the very moment a person sincerely says this phrase, their life, their property, all of it becomes sacred. It becomes protected. And believe me, this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. The source gives us a really stark, real-life example. So there's this story of a warrior, Usama ibn Zayd, in the middle of a battle. He's cornered an enemy soldier, and just as he's about to strike, the soldier cries out, La ilaha illallah. Usama kills him anyway, thinking, oh, he's just saying that to save his own skin. But when the Prophet Muhammad found out what happened, he was beyond upset. He kept asking Usama again and again, you killed him after he said it? I mean, that story just goes to show you how absolute that protection, that sanctity is meant to be. All right, so we've talked about its power, its role as a foundation, but it kind of begs the question, right? What makes this phrase so different from any other prayer, any other declaration? What are these unique, almost divine qualities that really make it stand out? Well, let's break down three incredible qualities right here. First up, divine testimony. This is the only declaration where God himself, all the angels, and the learned scholars all bear witness to its truth. That's some serious backup. Second, it's self-ascending. Now, think about this for a second. Most good deeds, they say, are carried up to heaven by angels. But this phrase,
It doesn't need an escort. It rises directly to God, all on its own. And third, the title of knower. The source says that when you declare this, God himself gives you the title of knower. How amazing is that?
And just to really drive home how important this is, it doesn't just have one name. The sources mention it has over 20 different titles. Things like the word of sincerity, the word of piety, and the firm saying. Each one of these names just highlights a different, beautiful part of its meaning. Now look, a concept this huge, this profound, it can be a little hard to wrap your head around, right? So to help us all grasp it, the Quran uses these beautiful, powerful metaphors, parables really, to illustrate what it's all about. Let's check out a few of the most powerful ones.
So here are some of those key metaphors. It's described as a good tree, right? Its roots are planted firmly in your heart, and its branches, those are your good deeds, are reaching up towards the heavens. It's also called a firm rope, something you can grab onto so you don't drown in doubt and confusion. It's like life-giving water that can bring a spiritually dead heart back to life. And it's a guiding light, the thing that leads you out of darkness and into pure clarity. So after going through all of this, what's the simplest way to think about it? I love this one analogy from the source. Think of this phrase as your passport. It's the passport that gets you into the community of faith in this life, and it's the very same passport that gets you into paradise in the next. And that leaves us with one final, really powerful thought to chew on. We've spent this whole time exploring the incredible cosmic weight of just saying this phrase. So the question I want to leave you with is this. If these few words really do outweigh the entire universe, what then is the weight, the impact of truly living by them every single day?